Number 58 on our house inspection checklist is referring to the water heater. And you need to check the water heater for any type of corrosion. If there is any rust anywhere, that usually is a clear sign that there is some type of moisture or water affecting this area. Find out where that water is coming from and make the necessary repairs. If the water heater is actually damaged and the moisture or the water is coming from inside or around the water heater, then you should think about replacing it. Another area to inspect is the lines leading to the water heater. So I've seen these lines plenty of times where you have corrosion around the connections. These areas can be cleaned and even reconnected to prevent any type of damage. Now, I do need to say, sometimes you are going to have a copper fitting that is going to attach to a galvanized fitting. If this is the case, these two metals don't work well. Now, don't confuse copper with brass. Sometimes you're going to have a copper flex line, but it is not going to be connected to the nut on the pipe on the water heater flex line isn't copper. So copper and galvanized will actually create some type of electrolysis and corrode even faster. So pipes shouldn't be touching other pipes either. If you have a galvanized pipe that's touching a copper pipe, that isn't going to be a good thing. And then make sure that you don't have any hot water and cold water pipes touching each other either. Now, for the last thing about the water heater inspection, make sure that you inspect the base. If it's a raised water heater sitting about 18 inches off of the ground, make sure that you inspect the base of the water heater for any additional damage. I can't tell you how many times I've went over to someone's house and seen water damage, mold, fungus, you name it, growing on these things, or the thing's ready to collapse. It's just not, even metal ones. I mean, let's face it, we're talking about a water heater. Water is the worst thing that you can have around your house. This is a supply source for water. If it's leaking, you could have some big problems. So just keep that in mind with all of your water operating fixtures, valves, anything that has anything to do with water. These are the problem areas to where if the water isn't in the container or in the pipe where it's supposed to be, you could end up having some big problems. And water heaters are no exceptions. If you own a house, you should inspect it regularly. But how can you inspect a home if you don't know what you're looking for? If you're not looking for a complicated checklist or something that wasn't written in a language that you can't understand anyway, do yourself a favor and visit this website today. The most valuable investment you have must be protected and inspected.